What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Clipping In with your host, Nick Scortino. So, this week, we're just gonna be basically going over how the month of November is going for me right now, and diving into arguably one of the best classes taken, or one of the best classes that's currently on Peloton's platform as a whole. There's two fantastic classes that I highly recommend you should take, and um, we'll go into some of the changes I've currently made to my current workout routine, and we'll end the episode with a little bit of music talk because you know for me music and my workouts are basically everything. So I like to let you guys in on what I'm currently listening to, and how I'm kind of incorporating it into what I'm currently doing throughout the day. So yeah, so basically Peloton has created a new artist series that they did, and it was with Blink 182. So yeah, I was very fortunate enough to be there for Kendall's ride for Blink 182 on Thursday, this past Thursday. And oh my God, it was one of the best atmospheres, classes, whatever you can name, I was ever a part of for Peloton. And it was such a fantastic time. And I enjoyed literally every second of it. You know, I was able to meet a whole bunch of the people in the Never Knocked Out crew, which was awesome. They're all great people. They're super fun to be around and everything. And it was a whole lot of fun meeting and talking to them. And yeah, I pushed myself really, really hard during the class, and ended up PRing in it, which I have not PR'd in a 30-minute class in a very, very, very long time. And I'm happy I was able to do that. But the class was a little bit different. So they had Travis Barker record um, different songs to be played throughout the class, and they had TV screens up in the back, and they played his. It basically sounded like he was there or near us playing live drums. It was absolutely fantastic and awesome to like not only like be working out, but like also see Travis Barker, absolutely going hard on the drums to some great Blink 182 songs, and hearing them kind of differently. And it was a fantastic experience, and I loved literally every second of it because since I started doing Peloton, I've gravitated more towards the pop punk rock music more than I had in the past. Because before I started doing this, I was like a full-fledged, only listen to hip hop, rap, things like that, and it got super stale for me, and I was kind of going a little bit back into that genre of music, the pop punk, the rock, everything like that, but never really did too much with it. And then I fully dove back into it, and this was one of the classes that I've been waiting for to be put on the platform because up until now, I've been a part of one other artist series in person, which was the Skrillex ride, which was absolutely phenomenal as well. But my favorite ride on the platform was still the Linkin Park ride, and it still is. But Blink 182 has now become my favorite ride on this platform, and it is so much fun. I literally took it the other day and uh, just enjoyed every second of it again. But yeah, if you have not taken this class, I highly recommend that you take this class. It is so much fun. And also the shadow boxing class that Kendall does with Travis Barker. Actually, they're both in his studio, and she's teaching shadow boxing while he's playing live drums. Another great, fantastic class. Gets you amped up, and you get to throw some punches. So I don't, there's really nothing else that I can really say about that, but other than being able to throw some punches out while you get to see Travis Barker, who's one of the best drummers in the world, perform as well. Nothing can really top that. But yeah, it was just an overall great experience going into the studio for that, and I enjoyed, meeting everyone that I did, and enjoyed jamming out and to some great Blink 182. So yeah, so that pretty much wraps up that little segment of me going to to Peloton yet again, but for literally one of the best classes that I'll probably ever take live in the studio. So it was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed it. If you have not taken it, go take it. You will love every second of it. And if you haven't taken the shadow boxing, I highly recommend that too. So continuing, we've got something I have started to do that really never thought I would do, which is running and walking. So, my whole walking routine is I would take my dog out for like a 2-mile walk. Um, every once in a while, if my parents didn't take him or whoever else was around wasn't taking him, if they couldn't, I would take him, and that would be the extent of my walking. But now I have started to switch up my routine again and incorporate work on the treadmill instead of biking to kind of break up all the biking and incorporate a little bit more different cardio, and it has been pretty good so far. So basically what I tend to do is I completed my first stack of like running and walking classes the other night. But what I tend to do is because a lot of the times I pick my workouts based off of music, and if I see a class that's got a good playlist, I'm most likely going to take it regardless of what it says. And so, my first like full fledged running class that I took was Camilla's Blink 182 run, because obviously had to stick with the theme, and it was such a fun class to do because I was basically trying to run, not great, but running and basically singing at the top of my lungs in the comfort of my own home. So it was uh it was a lot of fun, but that was like the first like real like running class I took, and I did all right. But yeah, I kind of turn them into the walk plus runs because I'll run for a little bit and then I'm like, I gotta chill out and walk for a little while because I feel like I might die. And yeah, I don't really want that to happen. So I like chill out, and that's kind of what I do for these running classes so far. And I'm kind of just working towards building myself up to being able to stay on like a good cadence and a good pace on the treadmill while I'm running. So we're gonna continue working towards that. But it has been a lot of fun and pretty just very different, and something I never really expected myself to do, because I the entire reason why I started doing Peloton was to do the bike, because I hated running, and I hated walking. I hated doing all those things for exercise, and I never really enjoyed it. And now being, technically, well, not technically, but now being 9 months into this, because because yesterday was officially my 9-month mark in this journey, and being 9 months into this, I've realized that I do need to change a couple things, and um incorporating the running and the walking is definitely one thing I needed to change, because I can't physically do biking all that time. And if I want to do some other forms of cardio, I was like, I need to start figuring out something else. And running is running and walking is just the one of the many things that Peloton does offer as well. And I said, fuck it, let's do it. And well, a lot of the reason why I decided to do it too was because um I was in London, and I did a lot of walking there. And if I was going to work out before we did anything for the day, I tended to just stick to the treadmill because it was much easier for myself to go and use the treadmill and do those classes as opposed to trying to do the bike and doing all that. And I didn't want to deal with any of that. So yeah, pretty much kept it um pretty good with the walking and the running. But um yeah, you can, it's kind of funny because it's like you can ask anyone in my family, uh, you know, before I started this, what my stance was on running and walking, and they will all tell you that I absolutely fucking hated it. And it's just weird to look back at that and be like, yeah, I hated to do this, but now I'll gladly do it for like an hour. Cause like the first stack I did was like a 5 minute warm up, 30 minute class, an extra 10, and then like a cool down of and arms and light weights, and then a stretch, and that was my stack for the other day when I did only treadmill and nothing else. And the other thing that I've realized with that is just moving my legs in a different way I feel like it's going to help me a little bit more, just because it's, instead of doing all the biking and the sitting down and the, all of that, moving in that specific way, to break it up and do some running, I think will definitely benefit me tremendously. And I think it'll help anyone really, just to break up. If you're, only doing biking and stuff, you really need to break it up and do different things. So like I've been biking and doing strength classes, cardio classes, yoga, everything that they basically have to offer except rowing, because I don't have access to a rower. And that's okay for right now. I don't need to do rowing because I do plenty of upper body work and stuff with all the strength classes and everything. And um but yeah, having access to the tread like that, or not the tread, we don't have a Peloton tread. We just have a regular treadmill, which is fine, and it works out perfectly because I just hooked up my Apple TV to the TV that faces my treadmill, and throw on the class that I want to throw on, and I go. That's what I do. Um, but yeah, no, it's great. I enjoy doing that so much, and it's just really nice to have that different style of workout that you want to do, and that different set that you want to get done. And I think that helps me. I think that'll help me not get burned out too easily anymore, because I did feel myself getting a little fatigued with just using the bike. But um now, with what I'm doing and where I'm going with this, it's helping tremendously to be able to have access to do these different things. And it helps so much when you're trying to make your routine and you're trying to switch it up on certain days that you don't feel like doing one thing. It's like when I don't feel like biking, I'll run on a treadmill, or I'll do some strength classes and some cardio classes such as shadow boxing and things like that. And so having that access to that, it helps so much. Um, but now let's move forward to um, how I've been doing for the month of November. So for November, so far I have completed 53 cycling classes, 16 stretching, 14 strength, 9 walking, 6 running, 2 cardio, 2 yoga. I burned 17,000 calories, 17,447 calories. My total output's been 7,097. Uh, my total time has been 23 hours and 57 minutes. So I will hit 24 most likely tomorrow. And my total bike distance has been 214. Um, and yeah, I'm still going strong. Still have not missed a day. Um, I'm for class wise, I currently sit at 722 cycling classes, 194 stretching, 147 strength, 93 cardio, 9 walking, 6 running, and 4 yoga. That's what I've got for my classes, which is 1,175 classes, which is absolutely ridiculous that I've done that many classes since the end of February in 9 months. But so I've done that, and obviously I stated before that I hit my the 40th 40-week streak, which I was very excited about, and you know, just never really. It's now starting to hit harder every time I bring up these monthly goals because it's just getting more and more real that I'm actually getting close to being at a whole year of doing this, which is crazy to think that 365 days I would have done Peloton work, and to think that it's awesome for me, but it's awesome just to just to see the progress and everything that's been going on mentally and physically for me, and how much has changed and how much different I've become and how much better I've become since then. And you know the craziest part too that I've realized was when I was in London, I was eating, you know I was eating all types of things that I would used to eat like on a daily basis, like a whole bunch of. I was drinking a whole bunch of soda, drinking a whole bunch of. Well, I was drinking non-alcoholic Guinness primarily because London does the non-alcoholic scene so much better than the United States. So I was able to have that in basically any pub that we went into. So that was kind of nice. So I was drinking that. A whole bunch of fried foods and things like that, and I was eating snacks and stuff that I usually don't eat, and all that type of like junk food and things like that. And holy shit, my stomach was like shot by like day 2, and I was just like, God damn, I don't know how the hell I used to do this all the time. I used to get really bad stomach aches all the time, and like go in the bathroom and have really bad gas and things like that because I would eat like shit and not care about it. And now, even with me working out and walking and doing whatever, the just the way my stomach was feeling like certain days was horrendous. It was horrendous. And yeah, I still can't really get over the fact that that's how I used to be basically. And it's crazy to think that 9 months has helped me become the best version of myself so far. And it's helped really open my eyes to how it's really not difficult to start changing for the better. It's you really need to push yourself and set goals and mentally challenge yourself in different ways to kind of help break the chains off of these old habits and really help yourself switch up and become the person you want to become and work towards and strive for. And it's taken me a while to realize that, but now it's you know I don't even think about it anymore. I don't. And it's just it's crazy to think that that's what it all kind of took was me pushing and challenging myself to you know, change myself, change my routine, change my lifestyle for the better to make sure that I would be able to, kind of be who and what I want to be. And it's still crazy. Like I still can't look at pictures of myself. I really can't. I get disturbed every time I see an old picture of myself because I'm like, I don't know how the hell I let myself get like this. I really don't. And it sucks because a lot of it is from my brother's wedding, so there's, all these great pictures, and I can't look at them anymore and be like, "Yeah, that was a whole lot of fun," because in my head, I'm just going, "I don't like the way I look. I don't know how I didn't, think about that," and The other thing too was, if for my brother's wedding, I was the only one wearing suspenders because I couldn't none of my clothes fit because of, how much I weighed. And now, for I have a couple weddings coming up this year, I have to buy a new suit because mine don't fit me, which is crazy that it's I've had that much of a turnaround, um, this year because, my brother, and my sister-in-law got married in October, and, um, to think that last October I was almost 300 pounds, and by this October I was 60 pounds down, which it's still crazy to think that. I still can't really believe that, uh, at times when I step on the scale, but we're here, we're doing it, we're pushing, and, you know, we're getting through it day by day, and that's all that matters. As long as you can, as long as you're comfortable and you can do it, you push yourself, you do whatever you gotta do to be the person that you wanna be, because that's all that matters in this. And, I've it took me a while to realize that, and once I did, it became so much easier and so much better, and it has been such an incredible journey. And, I'm excited to see where it takes me. So, um, now for the final part of this show, we're going to talk about the music aspect of everything. So pretty much, yeah, my music still hasn't really changed most times. I have basically just been listening to a whole lot of Blink 182 since the class. And I've been um listening to some more Magnolia Park. Been enjoying that a whole bunch again. And um who else? Who else have I been listening to? So them. Um Still been listening to Beartooth, another great band. If you've not heard of them, I do highly recommend them. Um, I've been listening to a little bit of Travis Scott, primarily through the late night. Still a fantastic track with him and Kid Cudi. Um, Also been listening to some more Logic. I've been listening to with Travis Scott. I know. Um, Antidote, went back onto some of his older music, and one song that I have been listening to. I might have mentioned it the last time, but it's been "Rockstar" by Nickelback that they turned into a sea shanty, because it's just a great, different change of pace song to listen to, and I've been enjoying that, which it's just really weird to see that song got turned into a to a sea shanty. But so yeah, but listen to that. Bring Me the Horizon, their brand new song. Dark Side, another good song to listen to. Um and then Landmines by Sum 41, another song as well. Limp Bizkit, Angels and Airwaves, Um, Rise Against, I've been listening to them again. And goddamn, Ready to Fall, Prayer of the Refuge, Savior, Re-Education Through Labor. All their songs are great anytime. I've also been jamming out to Motion City Soundtrack. The Future Freaks Me Out. Great song if you have not listened to that. But yeah, that's like kind of what it is. It's been like a 2000s, 2010s vibe for music, with rock, hip hop, that kind of thing, that kind of genre, era, whatever you want to call it. That's really been that's really been what I've been listening to. And you know, I don't have anything wrong with that. I enjoy that type of music, but in terms of when I'm, taking a Peloton class, it's really just been hip hop and rock for me right now. Haven't really ventured into pop. It's just really not my style. Sometimes I will. It depends. I mean, like, the most recent class I took was Kendall's 2000s pop ride, which really wasn't pop. It was more hip hop and some other things because Crank That Soldier Boy came on, and it was absolutely fantastic because I love when that song comes on when I'm working out because it takes me back to when I was in like middle school, uh, doing the Soldier Boy dance. So, um, but yeah, so I really focus more on the rock and hip hop parts of and pop punk, obviously, when it terms to in terms to what classes I take when I work out. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about the Blink 182 ride and other classes, and you know how this has been going for me, and hitting a 40-week streak, and having it be 9 months to the day that I started doing this, and obviously talking about music. So thank you all for listening, and obviously don't forget to lock in to clock in.